What's going on, people? This just in. PlayStation is no longer making PS3s in Japan. Hmm. We are no longer seeing PS3s be made in Japan. That is great news. Um, for a lot of reasons. Well, for me, it's great news. I don't know about you, but for me, it's great news. Because the PS3 did a lot of damage. A fuck ton of damage in its lifespan. So much so that the PS4 is paying for it. You might not believe that, but it is. The PS4 is being held back because of the PS3. People are like, oh, the Xbox One Scorpio is being held back because of the power of the PS4 Pro and shit with that. No. The Xbox One's Project Scorpio bullshit, that's gonna be able to do whatever the fuck it wants to do. If developers don't want to utilize the power they have there, that's their own fuckery. Okay? Look, PlayStation had uh, 10 years of the PS3 fuck ups to deal with. From the launch, where they lost $300 because they wanted to discount the fucking machine, $300 from what it cost, and the price tag of the PS3 was still fucking ridiculously high. It cost them $900 to make one fucking PS3, and they wanted to charge you $600 fucking dollars. You were paying for a Blu-ray player. That's what it was. This turned off a lot of people because their competitors, not just Nintendo, but even the fucking Xbox, was fucking cheaper, not by just $100, but by a fuckload of money, okay? And they had basically the same fucking games. Because while exclusives then were definitely a thing, the multiplat games were definitely more superior on Xbox because devs just did. This is another problem with the PS3. Devs did not know how to handle the PS3 because Sony just, they blew their load, they shit themselves, they fucked over everything at the beginning stages. I mean, it was too complicated a machine. They did everything wrong at the beginning of the PS3 because they overthought the damn thing. Instead of going, hey, we're just going to use Blu-ray technology, meaning we're just going to put the fucking game on a Blu-ray disc and it's going to look prettier, they went and did everything else and made it so much more complicated. The chipset in there, no dev knew what to do with for the longest time. It took them, 5 years to finally figure the fucking thing out? Where Sony was legitimately trying to just put first party games out so they'd have something for the longest time. That was what was going on for the longest time in the Sony camp. You had a few developers, even multiplat games. Sony's version of those games were different. And not necessarily in a bad way, but not necessarily in a good way either. They were just different. Sure, graphics were prettier or whatever, but I mean, look at the PS3 from then to now. I mean, I'm sorry if you think the PS3 is such a godsend great thing, but I think you need to have your head examined. The PS3 introduced us to the greatest security breach in all of online gaming. So much so that it was almost in question of if online gaming would even have a future due to it, okay? Because of Sony and their bullshit of offering any kind of fucking actual fucking security. I mean, it wasn't Microsoft, and everybody was thinking it was going to be Microsoft. It came from Sony. It didn't come from Microsoft. Microsoft, surprisingly, has better security. Sony has, ever since having their hack, consecutively gone down due to hacking ever since the first breach has been hit consecutively, just bam, 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 hit time and time again. And like I said, some people will be super upset that the PS3 died. I'm mad that the PS2 died. I will always be upset that the PS2 is gone, just because the PS2 to me is the height of PlayStation. It gets no better than that, because they didn't have all these fucking problems. Their servers weren't, they didn't have any servers then though, but they didn't have all these fucking problems. They weren't basically telling their fans they're fucking retards. They weren't arguing with their fans. They didn't owe anybody anything. They weren't getting called out weekly, it seems like. You didn't have the BBC network running investigations on the fucking company. I mean, there were just so little problems with PlayStation back on the PS2. And now, I mean, look at them now. Sure, you have PlayStation Vita, you have PlayStation VR, you have a PS4. But I mean, look at all the shit from just the PS3. There's a fucking laundry list of problems that came with that system. And I know you're going to be like, but it's the curse of the third gen. It's not. It's make-believe. If you believe in a third-gen curse, you need to have your head examined. It's not real. The failures of the Wii U are lack of promotion, lack of understanding the product, and just having only first-party games. That's it. That's all it is. There is no curse there. The Nintendo 64 is actually a misunderstanding all in together, and that would be another third generation system. It's not a cursed system. It's a really good system once you start paying it attention and playing the fucking thing. It's not a cursed fucking system. The fuck is wrong with you? So again, there is no third generation curse. Sony was coming off the wheels of a very, very, very successful second generation. The PS2 was so successful, Sony had their heads so far up their own ass, they couldn't figure out what the fuck they were doing. Everybody in any kind of media will tell you that when Sony launched the PS2 and the PS2 solely crushed Sega's Dreamcast and Sega went under, Sony's head just blew way out of fucking proportions. Okay? There was no getting their head out of their ass. They had to be humbled. And they were humbled 90 fucking million ways in the PS3. We are lucky to have a PS4. I tell that to everybody. You're lucky you have a PS4 for how bad the PS3 generation was. For how bad it was. You can sit there and be like, oh, it was great, it was great, it was great. You can type it down in the comments all day. It was great because of the software. But you cannot sit there and you cannot deny all the fucking problems, because there is such a laundry list of fucking problems. And I just named a few. A very small few. Okay? And that's just the ones that we know of off the top of our head. I'm pretty sure that if we actually took time and thought them all out, you would probably be like, you know what? It's a great thing that they're not making anymore. It's a great thing they're letting it die. I don't know what took them so long to let this fucking thing die. When the PS4 came out, is the day they should have said we're not making any more PS3s. They should have been let that fucking thing die. Because I don't know why the fuck they let it continually be made now. There's plenty of GameStops in the world. You should just buy that bitch used. I'm telling you, that thing almost saw the complete bankruptcy of Sony and of itself. They came into the PS4 completely in the negative. They were fucking broke as fuck. The fact they even made one is a fucking miracle. Okay, they had no money. They're making small amounts right now. And we're 3 years into it. We're going into the 4th year coming in November. And they're still paying the PS4. I've said this plenty of times. The PS4 is paying for all the damage done by the PS3. The PS4 will never see its full potential. Not because it's not a good machine. Not because of that. But because of all the damage done by the PS3. Because of all of that. You think it's a fucking fluke that the PS Vita gets no support? The PS Vita doesn't see hardly any profit. Hardly any profit. You think it's a fucking coincidence they're not talking about the PSVR? No, it's not. It's because both of those things, sure, if both of those things caught on like that overnight, or all three of them were fucking going out the door like that, and nobody was buying Xboxes or Switches, they would be fucking going nuts about it, but they're not. And you think it's fucking coincidence? It's not coincidence, Pepin. It's not. The reason they're not doing that is because PlayStation 4, the only one that's selling PlayStation 4, is what's making them money. They're trying to focus on what's bringing in the most money right now because they're focused on making up all the money they lost on that fucking generation. I will continue to say that as long as it takes to drive it in anybody's head who believes the PS3 was a great fucking generation. It was a piece of shit. The Xbox dominated the PS3 for many years. And dominated it even in the end. Even when the PS3 started to go up in sales. Yeah, it went up in sales for a little bit. The Xbox still dominated. And the Nintendo Wii, the original Wii, beat that ass from the beginning to the end. Doesn't matter how well it sold. People don't like to bring up Nintendo for that generation for the simple fact that the Nintendo Wii beat the PS3 without even blinking. It beat the PS3 and the Xbox 360 without even blinking, without even trying. No one likes to talk about it. It's Fight Club, don't talk about it. It's true. Nobody likes talking about it. But they like talking about how well the Wii U didn't sell. They love talking about that. They don't like talking about how the fucking PS3 and the 360 couldn't outsell a fucking Nintendo Wii with no HDMI cords. I don't want to talk about that. So, again, the PS3 is no longer being made in Japan. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Because if you believe that that generation was any good for Sony, you need to have your head examined. Because it's been nothing but bad news for Sony since they had that fucking generation. It's been nothing but bad news. They've done nothing good. Sure, the software has been good, but again, you're talking about a company that relies on third-party, first-party software. And not all of it's been good. Deuces.